I've been busy working, so I haven't even stopped to do like clips as I get stuff done. But this is that little plot I was talking about next to the big two plots. This is going to be the watermelon and tomato patch. Kind of a temporary garden. It's not going to be here for permanent. But anyways, like I said, I was running drip, so there's 2 rows per bed. I'm starting to put the weed mac down now, and then I just thought that I didn't even get a clip of the drip this morning when I did all that. But it's hot. I gotta get back to work. I just wanted to show that just in case I forget to. I'm getting soaking wet. But I'm gonna get back at it. What's up, YouTube? Let's try this again for the 3rd time this morning. So it's been about a month and a half. I don't even know. I've made this video 3 times this morning. My phone kept, I don't know, glitching out. I don't know if it was me. I don't know if it was the phone. I want to blame the phone because I don't think it was me. But anyways, 3 videos, update videos. By the time I get done the whole one, there's problems with the video. So let's hope that this one works. I was just inside trying to edit it, and I'm like, that's lovely, a 15-16 minute video. There's only like maybe 50 seconds of it recorded, and at the weirdest time. It makes no sense to me, but anyways, I think it's gonna storm soon. So I want to get this done, and then I want to get on the tractor and get the rest of the compost done. Anyways, update. I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna try to anyways. It has been, like I said, a month and a half. I don't know. There's Willow. She likes chasing the ants. It's been a minute. I actually got a haircut. Got them all cut, actually, since the little clip that you just saw. But anyways, there's been a lot that has changed. Not really changed, but there's been a lot of progress considering. So for 2 weeks, I was actually down and couldn't really do anything. For a good 4 or 5 days straight, I was stuck on the couch, couldn't really move. My Lyme's disease flared up. I had been overdoing it big time, and I burnt out. And my body, my health caught up to me, and it kicked my butt. And then it took a good 2 weeks to get back to where I could actually do stuff and not feel like I'm gonna die. And then right after that, I got a sinus infection because I'm allergic to the grass pollen, apparently, or something. I don't know if it's grass or what it is, but my sinuses got really bad, and I have a deviated septum. I broke my nose when I was little, and it's not fixed. And anyways, got really sick from that. It was driving me nuts. My head felt like it was going to explode. So not a whole lot got done. So I kept pushing myself. I'm still pushing myself. But I have gotten a decent amount done since the last video. So a month and a half later, I think it's time for an update video. Anyways, sheep are moved them this morning. This one, she has been horrible. She does not respect the fencing at all. So I put a shock collar on her neck. Didn't really want to do it, but I'm so glad I did, because every time she goes near the fence, I just zap her. And like before, she'd get out 3 or 4 times a day, and I'd have to just lock all of them up in the heavy use area and just feed them hay. And I spent a lot of money in hay doing that when there's so much grass that needs to be grazed. The grass is way too tall, way past prime for grazing. But it's all because of her. And it was either I put a shock collar on her and shocked the heck out of her, or I put her in the freezer, or I send her to the auction. But with the amount of hay I fed them because of her, it really isn't worth sending her to the auction. So I'm retraining her, rewiring her, so to speak. But after 2 hours of sitting out here with her with that collar on, every time she came near the fence, I'd zap her. Now she doesn't go 3 feet to the fence. So it worked out. Shadow. Come here, bud. Shadow. He doesn't care. He just wants to lay down, chill out. I got a new little baby. That one. I can't zoom in when it's on this whatever, but I don't know if I can get close. I feel like an idiot. I helped this lady down the road. I had to catch 30 sheep for her. She's sending them to the auction. And she was going to pay me. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. And she's like, well, you want a sheep? And I'm like, yeah. So I picked that one out. And it's young. And his little testicles are so darn tiny. Meanwhile, this guy over here, when he was his size, they were a lot bigger. And so I'm just quick glancing. I'm like, and his butt's black, so it's hard to see. So I'm like, oh, that's another ewe. I want that one. It's cute. It's got really cool facial patterns, colors, whatever. So she's like, yeah, I think it's a ewe. So I snatched that one up, throw it in the cage. Didn't even look because I was just trusting in my exhausted state yesterday, because I was out here in 93-degree weather, high humidity, not a cloud in the sky, working all day, and then go and help her for like 2 hours last night right before dark. So I was burnt out. I didn't even look. Threw the darn thing in the cage, got it home, kept it in the cage overnight, and then put him in here. And as I'm carrying it, I'm looking down, I'm like, it's a boy. So I have another ram. So I have 2 rams now. The other ram, my big young guy, he's going to cover all the ewes this year. And I think I'm going to keep him still. And I'll either sell or process him and raise him up and see if I can get a year or 2 out of him. I don't know. If he turns out to be a nice ram, I'll keep him for good. Or at least until he gets aggressive. But can't really have a semi-aggressive ram, let alone an aggressive ram here. So we'll see how it goes. I'd like to keep him because he's cute as heck. I love his coloring. But whatever. Anyways, 6 minutes in. Oh my gosh. On my birthday, so a couple weeks ago. Oh man. There's this Smilac. It's a pain in the butt. I'm gonna have to dig all of this out. I just noticed this. There's a tuber down yonder. That's a lot. On my birthday, the 23rd last month, I felt like crap, but I was like, I need to get something done. I just turned 25 and I can't sit on my butt today. So I got out here first thing in the morning and I planted this entire plot of cover crop. So it's all iron clay cowpea and sun hemp. And here it is. I don't really know what the date is today. But it's June. I think we're about a week in. I don't even know. I don't get out much. Cover crop's doing good. It's about knee high in most spots. There's some spots where it's a little sparse. The east side of the garden. I don't know why, but it didn't come up that good. I really don't know why. But it all looks good. It's nice and thick. Irrigation's in. You saw that in the clips that I threw in there in the beginning. I'm getting compost on that far section. This pile and that pile will all be spread out there hopefully by the end of today. And then yesterday, while I'm over here, hold on 1 second. Willow! Willow! Get back over here. This is why I need to get this fence done. Everybody loves her, but she needs to stay. Ouch. So the nursery down the middle is coming along. I got my nursery benches moved from over there, blocking my tent. Got all the cinder blocks laid out yesterday. Got the nursery benches brought over here and then set on top of the blocks, and I still have to go through and level everything because you can look down it and see that they're kind of like teetering. Not at all level. Really driving me nuts, but once that's done, it'll look good. I love these benches. They're big, aluminum, heavy duty. This all came from a citrus farm, a production citrus farm. They grow all the rootstock, and then they graft them and grow out the trees for the big citrus farms. But the place was closing down, so I went and picked up 11 of them. They had hundreds of them, but I could only fit 11 of them in the trailer. Thought I got a dozen, but just realized I had 11. I don't know how that happened, but anyways, they look good. I'm excited. This will all be for my seedlings and stuff and small potted plants. And then there's about 50 feet on either end of the nursery market garden. So on this end, and then way down there, and that'll all be for potted stuff. So like any kind of bigger plants that'll be in like 3 gallons and stuff will go down there. Just on the ground probably. Might get some pallets and put them on pallets just to keep them off the weed mat so it doesn't ruin the weed mat. We shall see. But yeah, so once the cover crop is up, like mature, it's up now, I'll get that cut, and then I'm thinking I'm gonna raise a batch of meat birds, hopefully. Raise a batch of meat birds, run them through the market garden. That'll add a little extra nitrogen, and then it'll trample down the cover crop residue, because meat birds, they don't really scratch, but they put a lot of crap down, and then they also stomp on everything. So running meat birds through here right after I cut it, I think it's gonna do a lot of good, hopefully anyways. And then water it in real good, tarp it, and then this section would be next. I think I'm gonna put the compost down today, get it raked out by the end of this week, hopefully get cover crop. Well, then I have to build the irrigation system on that side and then cover crop it. So hopefully in 3 weeks there's cover crop growing in here. There's a lot of grass coming up, but with the cover crop, it'll smaller it out, make it weak, and then when I weed whack it and tarp it again, the tarp will take care of it, hopefully. But I'm gonna leave this area tarped for a while, so definitely will take care of it, because it's gonna take a minute to get this whole thing planted with crops come fall. Let's see. I'm gonna try and hurry it up. I know I talk a lot. Got a lot of fencing done, tons of posts in the ground. I did about a 300-foot stretch of wire yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday. Not that that really matters. Yeah. Stretching fence is always fun by yourself. Here's the irrigation system while I'm over here. It comes right out of the well. And then there's my little panel. Watch out, Willow, you're in the way. So it's a node timer, 6-zone node timer. Right now I've got it timed so it comes on about 15 minutes twice a day to water everything, because it gets hot once in the morning and then once midday. Then each zone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Zone 4 right now is coming out and around, and it's all in drip. That was supposed to be for tomatoes, but it wasn't. It was supposed to be for tomatoes. The tomatoes turned out to be crap because they stayed in trays for way too long, so I wasn't going to plant them. And then I had a couple trays of watermelons that I was actually going to pot up and sell as small plants at market, but they got too big. And then the other Nick, landlord Nick, whatever you want to call him, I still haven't got him on a video yet, but he wanted to plant all the watermelons, and I'm like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do good. They're just going to die and struggle. They're like way too big. The root balls are this big and the vines are like huge, in these trays rooting into the ground that I had them sitting on. But he was like, no, we need to plant them. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I let him plant them. We spent about an hour and a half planting everything. The next day it got hot, no overhead irrigation to cool the crops. It's just on drip and black weed mat. And then he wanted to experiment in some white weed mat. Everything fried. But he's learning, so he got all upset about it. He's like, well, this sucks. This is stupid, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, it's good for him. So for now, it's nothing. We've got a bunch of sweet potato slips we started in the little garden that I set up for him, raised bed boxes or whatever. So we pulled all those slips. We're probably going to plant them in here. We'll see how they do. I don't have high hopes for this area right now. No matter what, I'm ripping everything out and planting tomatoes here in the fall in the weed mat. So there's that. Tent is up. I can run over there and show you that. But while I'm walking over there, I want to show you a little nursery section. That is all these plants are going to get moved out. Now that I've got my benches over there, they'll get moved to the market garden nursery. This is a bunch of different turmerics, gingers. This is all rosemary that I propagated. It looks kind of yellow because I left it in the trays too long. But I just potted that up the other day. Plantains, some loquats. These are anemic looking butterfly pea. Tons of roselle that needs to get planted. This stuff is ridiculous. It's getting huge. Like, this is a small one. Come here. But they look amazing. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, they look amazing. They need to go in the ground. I just have to get the compost done on that far side. There's some grass coming up, so I don't really know how I want to do it. I might put weed mat down and plant them in that. We'll see. Grafted loquats. Some elderberry, Turk's cap hibiscus, chaya, some more mulberries, a mess of pots, a mess of everything. All my little loquat seedling. I'm gonna try not to get wet in this one. Hold on. This is a mess in here. These are all my tomatoes that I still have to. Been working on getting them out of the pots. Tons of loquats. These will all be ready to graft for next year. All my asparagus needs to go out as soon as possible. Mexican sunflower I need to transplant. This bed gets really dry. There's a bunch of loquat seedlings in here. More Mexican sunflower propagation. More. I'm gonna outrun the sprinkler. Now let's go check out the tent. While we're headed there, Mr. Turkey is guarding the neighbor's Kubota. He's just chilling. Gobble. Okay. Tent. Right, so behind Mulch Mountain lies a little canvas mansion in the woods, and all four of the trees on this property some little banana plants are coming up. Anyways, here's my tent. I gotta get the rain fly on so these stupid pine trees don't drop sap on everything, but it's work in progress. Got my cot in here, spent a couple nights in it. Still gotta get everything set up. It's a mess. There's been too many things going on, and it's been extremely hot out, and with my health the way it is, I've just been staying inside for now. But I'm gonna get this done soon. And I'm slowly starting to plant stuff. Like, I got bananas there. There's a star fruit around the corner. I'm gonna plant some roselle. I'm gonna plant all kinds of stuff. But that is that. I'm gonna run water out to it soon. I've got it about 2 feet off the ground, so good airflow under it. It allows air to go through the cracks in the boards in the tent, which keeps it cooler in the summer. I might throw a shade cloth over the top. I don't know yet. We'll see. Yeah, so that's that. And now I'm going to take you to the shipping container so you can see the updates there. Not really updates, but we'll talk about it. So, shipping container. The big red beast. Aside from my other big red beast, that one just cost me $2,500 because it decided it needed new brakes pads, rotors, calipers, lines, everything. It was getting way too dangerous to drive. I tried to push it like as long as I could, because I knew it wasn't going to be cheap, and I knew I didn't have the money to do it. But it came to a point where it was a little sketchy when every time you stop, you don't know if you're going to stop and the steering wheel's going like this, wobbling all over the place. So, truck's fixed. I'm broke, like officially broke. And then this other big red beast is about to take $3,000 that I don't really have to get finished. So I have to paint this thing. I got to get it painted tan so it's not as hot in there, because this red color gets hot fast. Like it's overcast, like you can see it's going to storm soon, and it's really hot in there. But I got to get the walk-in built, and I have to run electric through here, to run electric to the shipping container, and then build up the walls, frame it all out, insulate it, cut a hole for a window unit, wire in the cool bot, weld a door into the side over here so it's walking into the driveway, so I can get into the back half, and then the second quarter is going to be walk-in, and the first quarter is going to be storage where I'm standing, and then you'll walk through this into the walk-in cooler. But it's going to cost a pretty penny. But once it's done, it's going to be amazing. Literally everything I own is in this thing. And so all of the farming tools, pretty much everything, it's all in there. The whole farm is in a box, basically. Aside from the compost and cover crop in the garden, everything else is located in the barn, is what I keep calling it because of the red. And it's the only structure for storage. But yeah, so got to get this set up. I was hoping to have it done by now, but finances, health, one problem after another. It'll get done, but hopefully in time. I would like everything to be done and the farm to be ready for the season by the beginning of September. That way I can take a week or two and just relax before I have to go crazy starting a million seeds. Right, I haven't stopped aside from the 2 weeks that I was forced to stop. But the busy season hasn't even started, and it's kind of scary. But it'll work out. Anyways, this little corridor in between the shipping container and the fence that I put up, I'm going to probably weed mat it. Well, I'm definitely going to weed mat it. And then, who knows, maybe even put wood chips. We'll see. Anyways, put something down, kill the grass. And then this area, I'm going to put 6-foot windscreen privacy fence stuff up, and then either shade cloth at an angle from the top of the shipping container down to these posts. I'm going to leave these ones tall. Either that or eventually put tin up there and make this the wash station. So I'll have some benches going down and supplies and everything will be out here. And then walk inside. And then this back section, I'm going to actually make a room with the same 6-foot windscreen stuff, and go right on down to the neighbor's fence, and then come off of that fence to the corner here, leaving a gate right here. And this will all be like a potting area. So I'll have all of those pots that are over there looking like a mess. They'll be neatly stacked in here. And then I'll have just a whole potting area, just kind of out in the back corner, so you don't have to look at it. So yeah, all that stuff will get moved out there. And then probably set up some kind of shade structure workspace in front of the container. So I'll leave these 3 posts tall too, and just do a big shade cloth that comes out to a couple feet past the shipping container. And then I'm going to do a whole row of areca palms and bananas all the way down to just shade this whole section, shade the shipping container, which will keep it a little cooler. Once I paint it tan too, that'll help. and it'll just look good because it's right next to the house and it looks kind of ugly. But anyways, this video is getting kind of long, but before I go, I do just want to tell you all thank you so much for all of your support. If it wasn't for you guys, I really couldn't have gotten this far. I did a whole, I don't even know, I was probably talking for a good 20-30 minutes on my Instagram stories last week. I even joked and I said I should have just been making a video for YouTube. But I was just expressing how grateful I am for all of the help and support from all of you over the years, but especially now with starting this whole new project and farm and ministry. I really couldn't have gotten this far without you guys. My finances bled dry kind of early on into this, and because of the donations and support from you guys, it has allowed me to get to the point I am now. So it really means a lot. I don't really know how I'm going to keep going, but God's going to provide, and I'm not really worried about that. But it's going to happen. It might be like coming in really close, but it'll happen, and it'll all get done. I'm having to constantly remind myself of that, but I do believe it. I know it's going to happen, and it's going to work out. So with that said, it's getting really hot. I'm soaked in sweat. I need to get this video edited and uploaded, and then I need to beat the storm that's coming and try and get all this compost spread while I have the neighbor's tractor. So thank you 1,000-fold, and stay tuned. I'm going to try and get more videos out as soon as I can and as often as I can. I know I really suck at that, but with everything going on, it's just, I got to do what I got to do what I can do. So anyways, happy gardening. God bless. Thank you. And if you want to donate, there's a link below. You can donate whenever. There's links in my bio on Instagram and Facebook. There'll be links in all of my videos to donate to the ministry. And you can also order compost tea. That is something that I haven't really pushed too much lately, but I've got everything to make my compost tea. So if you've got a garden going right now and you want to support the farm, order the tea. And it's like $20 and then 10 something for shipping, and it makes up to 10 gallons. You spread it on your garden. It inoculates your garden with all sorts of beneficial microbes, bacteria, fungi, all the good guys that create a symbiotic relationship between the soil, the bacteria, and your plants. So with those guys in your garden, your crops just do really well. Everybody wants to know how I have the healthiest plants. That's my secret. My compost tea that I've been using the last, 8 years now. It really is amazing stuff. Not to talk high about my own recipe, but it's good stuff. And once you use it, you'll understand. So anyways, if you want to support the farm, you can buy a batch of tea. You can donate below. Honestly, just share the video. That's huge. That gets the word out and tells people about the work that I'm doing here. So anyways, God bless, happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.